You're my everything, all that I am, all that I'll ever be is a result of who you are to me. My heart's desire is to do your will, to pursue your purpose, your plan fulfilled. My soul's delight is to follow you. My goal, my purpose is your will to do. All that I am, all that I'll ever be is a result of who you are to me. All that I want for people to see is the image of I am in me. Every day I live to see. I thank you, God, because you let it be. The breath I breathe is life to me. Everything you are is what I wanna be. Yeah, yeah. All that I am, all that I'll ever be is a result of who you are to me. All that I want for people to see, yeah, is the image of I am in me. All that I want, all that I'll ever be is a result of who you are to me. Yeah. All that I want for people to see, yes, is the image of I am in me. Yeah. Oh, is the image of I am in me. Is the image of I am in me. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Is the image of I am in me. You are, you are, you are, you are.
It's Friday Night Live with Cat Carter. Get ready, set, let's go. Come on. It's Friday night. It's Friday Night Live. It's Friday night. It's Friday night with Cat Carter. It's Friday night. Hey. It's Friday night. It's Friday night. Yeah. It's Friday night with Cat Carter. It's Friday night. It's Friday Night Live. It's Friday night. It's Friday night with Cat Carter. It's Friday night. Hey. It's Friday night. It's Friday Night Live. It's Friday night with Cat Carter. 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 With Cat Carter.
Hey, welcome to Friday Night Live. I am your host, Dr. Cat. How are you all doing? Oh, I have been waiting for this night to come. Let me tell you, I have been waiting. I have been excited. I didn't think it was going to ever get here. One of my favoriteest, is that a word? One of my favoriteest saxophonists is in the house again. And you know, every time he comes, I never have enough time. We have so much fun, and I always try to get him with some kind of crazy educational crazy thing. So, we got to get him again. We're going to get him again. But anyway, Quintin Gerard W is in the house, y'all. Oh, wow. Let me tell y'all something. He has been busy because I have been lurking. He has been all over the place doing some amazing things. And so without further ado, I'm going to bring him on to the set. Please welcome back to Friday Night Live, my big brother, Quintin Gerard W.
Woo!
Hey!
What's up, Cat?
Hey. Oh, I'm so
What's
excited
going
to
on?
get back. You've been gone too long, Quintin. I'm just saying.
Well, it's been a year. It
Yes.
goes fast.
Yes. And I think you were here in January last year.
Yeah, earlier though, maybe a week or two. Yeah,
Yeah.
but what a year it has been.
Well, I just want to hear all about it. FNL minds want to know.
Well, you ask me all about it, and I'll tell you all about it.
All right. All right. So just to start off, for those, if there are some people on here, I don't know how they would not know who Quintin Gerard is. But tell them a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm a sax player, saxophone, and
one of the best.
Yeah, well, trying to do what I got to do to hang with the best, So, but I'm from New Orleans metro area here, and moved out to Los Angeles. After I dropped out of college the first time, so and then to pursue a music career back in 1989. And then from there, I met some wonderful people in the music business, and just kind of started my career there, and played with some very, very influential people in both R&B and in the smooth jazz area. And from there, just kind of, eked out a career in this thing. And here I am today. Been making records for a long time and recording for a while. And I've got a son who plays guitar now, and he's a recording artist, major recording artist, and he's doing well. So I'm blessed, that's where I'm at. Yes. And I'm in a good place in life right now. I'm just getting to do what I've been wanting to do my whole life for a living. So I can't complain.
When did you start playing the saxophone professionally? Like at what age do you?
Well, my first professional gig was literally the day after I graduated high school. So wow. I guess prior to that, it's all like amateur stuff, I guess, just learning to play and stuff. But I was hired to do a gig like the day after graduation. I graduated on a Friday night, and the gig was on Saturday morning, Saturday afternoon. And boy, was that a revelation into or I should say indoctrination to the real world.
Yeah.
Because playing in high school band is one thing, but then playing on a professional gig, that's a whole nother thing, with guys that were older and, people that have been playing for years and things like that. So it was a rude awakening. And I will say it was both a positive and negative experience, because it actually set the tone for what the rest of my career would be like. Because after I left that gig, I was feeling horrible, to be honest with you. I was just like, really? Oh my gosh, I can't do this, Oh yeah. I mean, because in high school, I was the, at least in my mind, I thought I was, because I had made all-state band and saxophone. I could, all district and all that stuff. I was like, oh yeah. Then when I got out there in the real world playing with guys that could really play, I realized that I really couldn't play.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And I'm, that's just real. So, so I had work to do. I realized I had work to do. So, that summer I just went all in, and I was about to start college that, in August. This was like in May. And so I was working hard, over the summer to kind of reconcile that experience that I had, and try to, just get where I needed to be mentally, first of all.
Right.
And then on the horn, so that when I went to college, it would be a more positive experience, which it was, because that's when I really started to learn, jazz and things like that. So, so I guess to say professionally, that was my first professional gig, and that would be about 1985, something like that, 84.
Like you were like 17, 18, 19?
Yeah, I was 17 years old.
So now that you've been doing this for a while, and now you are the older one that got it going on, what would you tell your your 18-year-old self that was just getting started, what would you tell them? What kind of advice would you give that?
That's a
that
good question, Kat. That's why you're the Barbara Walters of smooth jazz Friday Night Live television.
You told me that before. I almost started
Yes.
crying.
Yeah, man. No, great question. What I would tell my 18-year-old self, if I could do that right now, is to
Yeah.
don't drink the Kool-Aid. Bury your head, be humble, get in there and do what you have to do to learn the craft. I don't like to use the word craft because it has a negative connotation. To learn, what you have to do to be successful, and drop the ego. Just be mature enough to understand that, hey, this is a work thing. There's two types of musicians. There's those that are born with talent, and just there's some people that are just naturally gifted, and then there are those like myself that have to work at it. I do have some talent, but most of the success I'm experiencing and have experienced over my career just comes from hard work. Because there's that other group of guys that we're not just gifted like some of these folks are, that can just roll out of bed and do this. I'm not one of those persons, so I have to work, and I have to work very hard at it, and that's what I did. So over the years, I just put my hat on and just put a good work ethic in there and roll with it.
Okay. So I am just always honored when you come to hang out, because you have had some number one.
Oh, look at that dude.
You have been like on the Billboard with projects with number ones, and you've been all over the place there. And I wanted to, I really want people to get a sense of who we have hanging out with us today. So tell us about like some of the singles and that have done really, really well that you are very proud of.
Yeah, well, listen, man, I've put out albums. Well, my first CD entitled Funky Sax came out in 2004, I guess officially. And to me, that was a milestone for me because I had to put it out on my own label, yada, yada, yada. I think we've talked about that in the past,
Yeah, we did.
about how that works. And, that was all me, writing and producing these songs to the best of my ability at that time. And that was almost 20 years ago. So, fast forward, as I stay in the business, it's funny because the music business evolved over that 20-year period. It changed, and it changed for the better for people like myself who was independent, who weren't signed to a major label for whatever reason, and so nowadays the game has changed. So there's a lot of opportunity for artists to put out records and things like that. So the reason I refer back to Funky Sax was because that was a record that I self-produced and self-recorded and all that stuff. And now I'm doing that again. I find myself doing that again. But you mentioned the Billboard stuff. Well, I was fortunate enough to work with some great producers on my last 3 single releases, that all 3 went to Billboard #1, which was, whoa. I'm like, wow, how did that happen? Because I'm the same cat. I'm the same player, but working with these other producers just brought out a whole nother level of who I am, and the way I play the saxophone and I approach music and approach the saxophone. So I was very fortunate to work with Michael Broning, who's got a number of Billboard #1 hits with various artists. He's worked with George Benson, Al Jarreau, and on and on, all these folks. And I was like, really kind of nervous to ask him, hey, Mike, you want to work with little old me? And Mike was like, oh, no. Yeah, Quintin, for sure, man. I like what you're doing. I think we can do something that's relevant and good. And so we put out a song called Broken Promises. That was my first single I released 2023, I think, or 2022. And that was my introduction to actually charting on the Billboard for the first time in my career. And I was just happy to be in the Billboard top 50. I was like, man, if I could just make the top 50, that'll set me off. I made, that's dream come true. Well, made it to the top 50, and I was in the top 40, then it went top 30. I'm like, you guys are kidding me.
Like,
I was losing my mind. And I was tracking it, every week. I was going crazy. I was like, okay, then it gets into the top 20. And I'm like, oh my God, what is going on in my life? Right.
Mm-hmm.
And then so it winds up in the top 10. And I'm like, what is happening? And it just goes on. And
Wow.
long story short, the thing went all the way to the number one spot. And that was like the happiest day of my life. It was like crossing a finish line that I've been trying to cross my entire career. And I can't express to anybody uh, what it feels like to work since you're 8 years old, picking up an instrument for the first time at 8 years old,
Mm-hmm.
and you have this goal, that you don't know if you're ever going to achieve, but you just go for it and you just do it. And then one day you stick with it through all the ups and downs in life and, family and just,
Yeah.
life and all this stuff. And to still be here and have that happen, it is the most rewarding experience in the world. It really is.
Wow.
I mean, it's just, I can't explain to anybody what that feels like to work for something or towards something your entire life. And, it actually happens. So it's like a dream come true.
Yeah.
And then I did it two more times in a row, back
I
to
know
back to
you've
back.
been
I
like
mean,
kicking butt.
so now
Yeah.
it's like, what is going on? So, and now,
Right.
I'm expected to do Billboard number ones now with everybody. So I'm like, I hope my next single, keeps the bar up there. But
So now that you've made like Billboard number one on the Billboard, what's the next goal?
well,
Is there something higher? Like,
I mean, there's always the Grammys and things like that. I mean,
okay, yeah.
that's a prestigious award that it's funny. I was talking to my sax mentor, Kenny Garrett, just 2 days ago on the
Hey,
phone.
Kenny.
Kenny, I don't know if he's tuned in, but if you're there, hey man, hey bro, how you doing? And he asked me, he said, Q, did you get nominated? I was like, Kenny, don't enough people know who I am at this point to get nominated. He said, bro, I see you out there.
I see it.
And basically what that means is he's a voting member. So he sees me on the, nomination
Oh,
sheet for,
wow.
yeah, because all the albums get submitted. And all the voting, I'm a voting member as well of NARA. So I
Mhm.
get to vote for artists that win the Grammys, and I vote for myself. That's one vote for me.
I know that's right.
But no, he said, no, man, we see you. You'd be surprised. People seeing you out there. So I was like, yeah, but I didn't get a notification I was nominated. But he said, don't worry, just keep at it and going. And he played with Miles Davis. So
Yeah.
anything he tells me, I listen.
Yeah.
Since 1989 when I met him on a street corner, he's been like a big brother to me, and he's like family now. So
Yeah.
Kenny Garrett.
Wow. Well, congratulations
Thank
on
you.
those successes on the Billboard. When I saw it, I was hollering. I was like,
I know, man. And
I was
that
like, wow.
a lot of that goes out to my promoter. I'd like to give Linda Penn a big shout out and take this opportunity. That woman is amazing, man. She is I call her I'm sorry, that's my phone going off.
Oh, that's okay.
Let me
Why
turn
are
it
they
out.
calling you? They know you on the show.
I know it just doesn't stop. It's probably because I got that gig tomorrow afternoon, and
It don't stop.
I'm supposed to do the Algiers the Algiers festival here in New Orleans, and that's a whole nother thing that they should have waited till after I got off the call. But
It's okay.
Linda, I call her the bulldog, man. She's like a bulldog in this industry, and she came in under a lot of duress and adversity, and she has single-handedly put her foot down and established herself and her artists really quickly. And I was very surprised at how quick and how synergistically we work together,
Yeah.
with the album release, promotion, and all that stuff. So a lot of that goes into the team of people that I have working with me and for me
Mhm.
to make these kind of things happen, because it's not magic. People may think it's just like magic, but it's not. There's like a lot of moving pieces to this whole thing, and people working that you don't even know about, or who you don't even know
People
their
behind the
names.
scenes. Yeah.
Yeah,
You don't have no clue.
yeah,
Yeah.
that I'm out there front when you see
Right.
Quintin,
Right.
but there's people back there that is working, to make that stuff happen as well.
Mhm.
From the music, from the promotions, from the like that photo, the graphics, the websites, the just everything, the whole package. So
Okay. Well, let's take a break and listen to one of
mhm.
your projects. I'm going to do On the Roll first.
On a roll, okay.
Yeah. Tell us
This
about that.
yeah, this song was my second Billboard number one. No, wait a minute. No. Yeah, no, yeah, it's the second. See, there you go. It was my second Billboard number one, and it was produced by the one and only Adam Hawley, guitar player. Everybody should know who that is. I mean, he's a phenomenal guitar player, and we worked together on this tune, and he produced that, and it's called On a Roll.
All right, y'all, let's check it out.
That's a Google commercial.
You like that commercial?
Yeah,
Uh-oh.
I like that.
I took the wrong thing off. Hold on. Okay, there you go.
Yeah,
You was getting it. I was like, look at Quintin.
Hey, he was there, man.
You
All
was
up
getting it.
inside the music, you know, all up in there. Like,
Oh my goodness. Yeah, that was nice. That was I really liked
yeah,
I really liked that that beat.
yeah.
Was
That
that On
that
a
song has a
Roll?
great groove, man, and it's a
Yeah.
great song to play live. It really,
Yeah.
you
And
know,
your
it's funny
energy with it
because
too.
when I,
Oh my gosh.
yeah, it's funny because when I recorded, I was like, oh my god, how am I going to do this song live? Because it sounds so complex, you know, in the studio version of it.
Mm-hmm.
But actually, it's one of the more fun songs to play live. So
Yeah,
I
that
do
was
it a lot.
nice.
Yeah, it's always a good one. Have a good time. Adam did a great job on that. So
Yeah,
awesome.
I really like that beat. Where can people find your music?
You can find my music on all the streaming platforms. You got what's it, Apple Music or iTunes. You can go to my website, QuintinGerardW.com. There you go, right there. So yeah, it's out there. Just or Google it. Just type Google Quintin Gerard W, and it'll take you to my website, and it'll link you to wherever you can buy the music.
Okay. All right. So I have been feeling some kind of way since the last weekend because my favorite conference network spot happened in
Oh yeah,
Los Angeles. Well, it's not Los Angeles. What is it? What's the name of that? Anaheim, California. And Karan, my other moderator, hanging out over there on Twitch, and I would usually go every year to network, to meet some of our artists that have been on the show, meet new artists. Well, we couldn't go this year because we had a lot of stuff going on. But I saw you there. I saw Costello. I saw everybody. Tell me about that experience at NAMM this past weekend. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it was. This was a good one. This was the first NAMM in January since COVID. So this was the first time it was back on its normal cycle,
Mm-hmm.
yearly cycle of January, and it was really cool because everything felt normal again and it felt
Mm-hmm.
good again, and there were a lot of people there, and a lot of exhibitors were actually back again. So it was really good experience this time.
Good, good. Um, so I wanted to ask you because you were telling me about a mouthpiece. You were telling me about tell me
Mhm.
about that a little bit.
Y-
You were kind of showing
Yeah.
it to me. Yeah, tell me about
Well,
because
at
I know that
NAMM,
that's kind of like the NAM thing.
yeah, the NAMM thing is like, okay, I'm a saxophone player, so I go to NAMM. I'm an artist, and what a lot of times what happens is, like, we play these, we play gear by these companies that make this stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and so I just got this new mouthpiece from the company that I endorse is called Barry, and they make this mouthpiece. So
BRI.
Bari, yeah, and I also play these reeds, uh, the Barry Elite. It's a diamond cut reed, and it's a synthetic reed. And most people know that saxophone reeds are typically wood or cane. I like the synthetic reeds. I've kind of made that transition to those like over 10 years ago because I got tired of shaving reeds and the whole drama that comes with that, just preparing a reed to play. And so they gave me this new prototype reed. This, it looks purple maybe, but it's blue actually, and it's a cobalt. So they gave it to me to test it out for them. It's a new model or line of reeds they're doing, and so I'm here to test it out. So they gave me that, and they also gave me this mouthpiece that I have fell in love with to replace another mouthpiece because they didn't want me playing on someone else's mouthpiece. So they gave me theirs. So this is the
Those are
kind of things
nice.
that go down at NAMM. And when I go over there, I was at the booth, and my good friend Najee is also a Barry endorser as well. So we both play mouthpieces and or reeds from the same company. So we get to meet up at that booth or that company's exhibit every year. Oh, there he is right there. Yeah. So there we are, just hanging out, me and Najee over at the Barry booth. We're both endorsers of their products.
Look at
So
those horns. Wow.
yeah. Yeah. Now I think that's Najee's horn. That's not my horn. That's a horn that they just gave me to use while I was there.
Oh, okay.
So I wouldn't have to travel with one. But that's a good horn.
Oh, that was nice.
Man, I enjoyed playing that thing. I really did. Um,
So what is a reed? What is that? What does reed do? What?
yeah. Well, a reed is what is, like I said, it's this blue thing right here. It's what vibrates and makes the sound on the saxophone.
Oh, okay.
Play a saxophone without one of those.
Oh, you
You know, it
can't play
won't.
without it.
No, it won't make any sound. You
Okay, I
you
get
just be
it.
blowing air and won't do anything. So what that reed does is it vibrates like this, and it produces a sound that goes through the horn. And they
Okay.
come in all shapes, all shapes and sizes for soprano, tenor, alto, baritone, contrabass, all the different sax models. And they're all cut to different sizes. In this particular case, this is a medium soft. As you can see, it says MS on it. That means it's medium soft. There's a soft version, there's a medium soft version, there's a medium version, there's a medium hard, there's a hard, and then there's a
Oh my
really
gosh.
hard for people that, I guess drink a lot when they play or something. I don't know
Oh,
why you
okay.
use a super hard reed, but I typically use a medium soft to medium.
Mm-hmm.
And so yeah, I'm really digging this new cobalt
That's a
that they
pretty
sent me.
color.
This will be the new line that'll be coming out. This is a prototype, and they're just testing it out. So they gave it to me and say, hey, check it out. Let us know what we got to do with it, and we'll make those modifications on it, and then put it out there to the
Excuse me.
public so they can buy them. And that's what NAMM is all about. That's why we go. So,
Yeah.
to all the new products that are coming out, and then all the artists can, demo, saxophones or mouthpieces or whatever. Oh, and then there's this dude on the cover.
Oh.
Hey, I know that cat right there, man. What's going on with that?
He told us the story when he was here a couple of weeks ago. They didn't even tell him he was going to be on the
No,
flyer. And just
Nobody
because he
knew.
wasn't like, oh, I don't know if I'm gonna go, but then he saw, he's like, I guess I better go.
Yeah.
But I guess I could have told people what NAM stands for. NAM stands for National Association of Music Merchants. It was founded in 1901, and its mission is to strengthen the music product industry and promote the pleasures and benefits of making music. So you have all kinds of people selling different types of things that has to have to do with music. It could be instruments, it could be
Yeah.
mics, it could be what is this
Travel
thing called?
cases.
Yeah, it could be anything. And so you
Yeah.
have all
Tuners.
kinds of artists and people
Yeah.
that like this kind of stuff. They're there. And so you get to
Yes.
meet a whole lot of people. Plus, they have like stages because y'all were on the stage last year. They
Yeah.
have stages. They do concerts, mini concerts. They have
Yep.
classes. They
Yep.
have all kinds of stuff. So
And it keeps you busy.
yeah.
And I was really busy because I was supposed to be there on Tuesday, but for some strange reason, New Orleans decided they wanted to have a snow party, and we got 10 inches of snow on Tuesday, the day I was supposed to leave to go to California. And my flight got canceled like 3 times, so I didn't get out of here until Thursday, and I missed the whole day. So I only had
Oh,
Friday and Saturday to get over there and catch up. So man, we were running trying to get to everybody that I needed to talk to, and
yeah.
I kind of did, and then I missed a couple too. I didn't get to see everybody.
That's okay.
Yeah.
That's all right. Okay. So we're at the half mark. And Quintin.
I know it. Maybe when you said we're at the half mark, that should have told me. You get me talking and I forget, and I'm like, okay,
This won't be bad. I
is this
promise.
it right here? This is it, right?
No, it won't be bad. It's just
Hold on. I got you this time. I'm ready for you this time. Okay.
No, I saw you
There it
backstage.
is.
You was like,
There it is. I'm going to need this right now.
no, you're
There
not.
it goes. Yes, I'm going to need that.
Oh my gosh.
2 years in a row, you got
My
me.
head
I'm
hurts. Let me
ready
see.
for you. I got it. I got my education ready for you.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so this is going to be. Okay, I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you a famous saxophonist that I know that you know. They're no longer. I don't think they're no longer with us. They're no longer with us. It's going to be a silhouette. So when I put the silhouette up, you tell me who you think it is. Okay? I think you're going to get it. It's going to be real easy. Okay, you ready?
Yep. Well, that's Grover Washington Jr.
Yes, that's Grover Washington Jr. Okay, here is the question. Which Grover album was released in 1975? Was it the Inner City Blues, A Secret Place, Mr. Magic, or Soul Box? What do you think it is?
Well, that's a good question. I know Mr. Magic came out around then. I'm going to go with that.
I think you just, you know what? I knew I couldn't get you. I knew I couldn't get you. See, you did just fine.
Doop,
You did just fine. So, was Grover Washington one of your inspirations?
Absolutely. Yes, he was. Of course, we heard Mr. Magic in 75. I ain't gonna tell you how old I was. I was actually 9 years old when that song came out. And it's a standard. I mean, who knew at that time? I'm sure Grover didn't know that song would probably become one of the most recognizable saxophone songs ever. Because when you hear it, everybody's heard it and everybody loves it to this day.
Yep.
You put that song on, you go to gig, you start playing it, everybody just jumps up and starts dancing. I mean, that's amazing. So Grover's legacy with that song is tremendous. And as a saxophone player, that's what I try to do is I try to create music like that will be timeless. Because that's the whole game. That's the end game, is to create something, not copy something or redo something, but to create something like a Mr. Magic that will be timeless. That's something that people will love and remember forever. It's hard. It's very difficult to do. So that's what made Grover such an icon and smooth. Well, at that time, which was called contemporary jazz. You understand? So kudos to Grover. We're still playing that song today.
Yeah. What do you think is the recipe for that? Is it finding a really catchy beat? Is it like
Well,
what do you
and of course, this is just my opinion, because it's just like cooking. There's no one way to cook anything.
Mhm.
It all depends on the person who's cooking it with the ingredients, how much of this or how much of that they want to put in there that
Mhm.
gives it that flavor that no two people can cook the same dish and it'll taste exactly the same. So
Yeah.
that being said, I don't know how much influence the producer had or Grover had, in terms of the melody or any of that stuff, because those are questions you ask, but you read the liner notes and you see who did the stuff, but you don't know the backstory on that unless they tell you. But I think one of the key ingredients to that is everybody just being themselves, coming together and collaborating, and
Mhm.
and that's something that's missing in music nowadays, because everybody sees what's hot and sees what's popular and what's working, and then they all go running chasing that, trying to
Mimic
duplicate
it
that
or try to
and
yeah.
mimic that,
Mhm.
instead of saying, okay, that's cool, that's what they did, now what do
Yeah.
I do?
Yeah.
And that's what I do. I don't really worry about what everybody else is doing. I'll be perfectly honest with you, and that's no disrespect. I'm not being
Right, right,
disrespectful
right,
to
right.
anybody. I'm just saying, I really am an introvert when it comes to songwriting, producing, production, playing the saxophone, and I am a melody slave. I am a slave to the melody, because I don't care how great of a sax player, trumpet player, guitar player, piano player you are. If you don't have a melody in your song, it ain't going nowhere. And that's just it. The end of the story. There's three. I told you this back in the last two conversations we had.
Mm.
There's only three elements to music: rhythm, melody, and harmony.
Yep, I remember.
You got to have it. And if you're missing one of those three, then it's not even a song. It's just a track, or it's just an idea. But it's amazing how people will go to great lengths to create a great track and a great rhythm, but then when they play, they don't melodically say anything. And what they don't understand is, when the listener is listening to music, you want to say something that's memorable that they can accept and sing back. That's how I approach music. So it's very important. And that's what Mr. Magic does. In that case of Mr. Magic, it's a melody that you just cannot get out of your head.
Yeah.
I mean, you sing that, you hear that,
Mhm.
and it goes right along with the chord changes. It breathes, So anyway, I
Yeah.
don't get in my music theory thing here right now, but
So like just summarizing that, you can't like shortcut it. Like there are certain
no,
elements
man,
that have to be
no,
there to make it
no,
gel.
just like that song On the Roll you just
Yeah.
played. When I was working with Adam on that, I had three different melodies that I created for that song,
Mhm.
and I kept recording or erase. I don't like that. Do another one. Oh, I don't like that. So I wind up saying, Adam, listen at these two and tell me what you like. And he listened to it, and I said, I don't like that. He said, whoa, bring that back. Bring that back. Give me that back. And that was the one that you finally heard on the final cut, because
Mhm.
I'd done like three of them, because I was just going crazy listening to the track he sent me and playing all these different ideas and trying to find that right melody, to the point where I did find it, but I had to have another set of ears on it to confirm that no, that's it right there.
Yeah.
But I was just popping them out to just try to find that right melody to fit with that rhythm. So I take it very seriously, and I'm not saying nobody else does, but I hear a lot of music and I hear a lot of guys playing a lot of stuff, but it sounds like they're playing solos when they're not really saying anything. They're playing solos as if it's a melody, and
Yeah.
that is a recipe for disaster.
That's why you're in the class all by yourself. Because
Well,
nobody's perfect, but you
wait
try
a
to
minute. If
get
I
as
was in
close
a
to
class
perfect
by
as you.
myself, that means it'd be just being a teacher in there.
No, I mean just like your style and your flavor.
Oh yeah, I got my own thing, man. That's
Yeah,
for
you
sure. I
do.
don't play
You
like
do.
nobody else,
You don't.
because I
You
didn't
don't.
listen, because I don't want to play like nobody else. Kenny,
Yeah.
look, and I know you got to go, but
No,
look,
I don't.
Kenny Garrett, Kenny Garrett, who plays or played with Miles Davis, introduced me to Miles. These are legends that I had conversations with about this. So it's not like Quintin Gerard is making this stuff up.
Right.
Okay. I have spoken with Miles Davis. I've spoken
Wow.
with Kenny Garrett, who emphasizes when we were in his house at the piano and he was telling me how chords are structured and how the melodic content is revolved around harmonization, on and on and on, and how important it is. So it's not that I'm just making that stuff up. It has a purpose. And it does me no good to try to sound like somebody else, because as much as I love Kenny and he's my idol and my mentor, he said, okay, Q, here's my saxophone. Go ahead and play it. He gave me his horn, mouthpiece, reed, and everything. We didn't care about the spit on the reed, nothing. We weren't worried about those kind of things back in those days, right?
Right.
I'm like, he says, okay, go and play. You want to sound like me? Here, play. I picked up his horn, I played it, and guess who I sound like?
You didn't sound like him.
I sound like me
Mm-hmm.
on his horn.
Mm-hmm.
See, and at that day, it clicked, and I was like, okay, I never have to ever try to sound like Kenny Garrett again, ever. I have to sound like me. I can't sound like
Quintin.
nobody
Yeah.
else but me.
Yeah.
And so this was in, I guess, 1992. And from that day, I just like, okay, you know, because a lot of us, we listen to John Coltrane, we listen to Charlie Parker. Now, you can have elements of their playing style, but you're never going to sound like those guys. And, you know, people sometimes get so caught up into trying to sound like George Benson or play like Norman Brown or play like whoever, they lose their own identity, you know, because they're so focused on that sound and they're not listening to their sound. So
You're dropping some good nuggets.
well, I mean, I'm just kicking it real, because
you're dropping some really good nuggets.
That's what's up.
Well, let's listen to another project. Let's listen to
Okay.
I think this is Groove Central. Yeah. Let's tell us about Groove Central.
Groove Central is a song on Lamec's album. And we did this live together. We typically do this song live together, so that you'll see him floating around the stage as well.
All right, let's check it out.
There he is, ready.
All right, that was a nice snippet. I know they're like, what happened to it? We're not playing the whole thing. We're just giving y'all a taste, just a taste.
A little bit.
So you all can go and get the whole project. So that was Groove Central. I saw you in. It's just magic when both of you all are on the stage together. I'm sorry, it just is.
Oh, thank you.
It just is.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. It is a lot of fun.
Look like you are having a great time.
We are. Yeah.
All right. Dave Cos Cruise.
Yeah.
That's coming up.
Yes, ma'am, it is.
Are you gonna be on there?
Yes, ma'am, I will.
Are you
I will
serious?
be. I will be on there.
hold on, let me take this off. Hold on. Okay, so when is it, Quintin? It is.
Yeah, it's June 7th through the 14th, and also June 14th through the 21st.
Oh, you
So
all
it's
is cruising twice.
yeah, it's like 14 days. So it's going to be a lot of music, a lot of
Y'all going
smooth
to
jazz,
Iceland,
and
Norway,
it's
and the
7 days
Netherlands? Oh
going
my
one way and
goodness.
7 days coming back. We're going to Iceland, Norway, the Netherlands in the 2025 of June.
Wow.
It's gonna be a lot.
Congratulations on that.
Thank you so much. I'm really excited about that, and I'm really excited to be a part of that. Dave has been a friend of mine for many years as well. I met Dave in New York
Mm.
when I was playing with Jeff Lorber. That was my first introduction to him, and he's been just a swell guy and a great, great person for all those years,
Yeah.
and they reached out to Lamech and I to come be a part of the Dave Cox cruise this year. So I'm really
Wow.
blessed and thankful to
Yes.
Dave and his organization to have us.
Yes. Yes. Have you ever done like cruises before with your music? This
Mm,
is not your first? Is this your first
I've
time?
been on a cruise, but I didn't do like a show on a cruise. I just was cruising.
So this is
Cruising?
your first one? Your first one?
Yeah, this would be my first time
Like where you
performing
performing and oh
performing on a
wow.
cruise. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And man, from what I understand, there's going to be a lot of the
Other
way it's
artists
set
and
up.
stuff. Yeah.
Well, there's going to be a lot of artists, yeah, but there's going to be a lot of events set up in different parts of the cruise, like
Hmm.
different stages and things, and there's just always going to be music going on. So it's not like we get to play just once and you're done. You get to play multiple times. So that's what I'm looking forward to. Is you know, you're playing on this stage this night, and maybe 2 nights after that you're on a different stage, and everybody's just synergistically just circling around the cruise boat, and all these top level, top name artists, man. It's amazing. So I'm just looking forward to meeting all the people I see all the time, and just getting to shake hands and take pictures with them and be starstruck and,
Man,
be around these folks. So it's going to
I
be fun.
can't wait to hear about your experience when you get back.
Yeah. Yeah. You got to bring us back on here after June 21st.
You know I will.
Yeah. We'll tell you
Yeah.
about it. So it should
Oh
be a
my
lot of fun.
goodness. Okay. You got so many things going on. And then you were just featured in a magazine. I saw it today.
Oh yeah. It came out this
Canvas
week.
Rebel.
Hmm.
Tell us about that. That's a nice picture, by the way.
Oh, thank you. That's my typical promo photo there that I use. Yeah, those folks reached out to me, man. They've heard about me and what I was doing, and I guess they felt that I was worthy enough to do an article on and be a part of their magazine. So they interviewed me here, and that you can. I think the link is here on the chat or whatever.
Yeah,
And
Cheryl's gonna put it. She's gonna hit it and put it in the chat for
yeah,
us.
you can read about it. So that's it. These kind of things happen. Like I mentioned earlier, Kenny said that, hey man, people see you.
Yeah.
There's proof that people see me. I don't even know who those folks were, and they just reached out to me, and I was like, oh yeah, sure, I could do that. And then there it is. So as I continue to do my job, basically, good things happen.
Yeah. Yeah. I have a question. I asked a lot of people this now. What was your occupation before you became a professional, before you became famous, before you became a professional jazz saxophonist?
What was my occupation? Well, I've always played saxophone, but over my lifetime, I've done a number of things. I guess there's two things primarily that I did to make a living, earn a living while I was building my career. Number one was graphic arts, design, and photography, which is a hobby of mine. So
Really?
yeah, I do photography and videography and all that stuff. DaVinci Resolve. I love doing that stuff. So I love shooting video.
Wow.
The reason why you don't never see any of me, because I don't shoot video of myself. I'm always doing it of somebody else, but I'm really heavy into photography, and I got all this stuff, all these like cameras and things uh laying around, and I've got like 5 or 6 GoPros, and I just love that stuff. So
That's really interesting.
mhm,
I know that about you.
yeah, I do
Wow.
that. And then the other thing, well, after my dad passed away, I got into the insurance business as well. So I was
Okay.
doing insurance claims.
Okay.
Hmm.
Do you play the keyboard? Because I see one behind you.
Yeah, yeah, I play it.
So when you're
Well,
making your,
that's how I write my music.
that's what I was going to ask. Okay.
Yeah, I'm not like a stage performer, keyboard player, but I'm a producer, composer, so I write my stuff on there. Yeah.
So does your music start off on the keyboard first before it goes on the horn?
Oh, I would say 90% of the time, yes, but there are those occasions where I'll pick up my horn and there'll be a melody,
Mm-hmm.
and I mean, I got a saxophone over here. It's not on, but
He's gonna
I'll
get his-
like
yes.
pick up a saxophone and then
Ooh.
I'll play a melody on it, and then what I'll have to do is what we do is what's called harmonize the melody.
Oh, you put
So
it back.
what?
You put it back. I was.
Oh yeah. I'll pick it up and I'll play a melody if I hear something, and then I'll play that melody on the keyboard, and then I have to harmonize that melody, and then that's where the song comes from.
How many horns do you have? How many saxophones do you have?
Well, I just bought 2 new ones. Gosh, when did I get them? About 5 months ago, maybe 3, 4, 5 months ago. So I got 2 tenor saxes, I got 2 soprano saxes, I got 2 alto saxes. Yeah.
That was going to be my next question. Which one do
No,
you
I
play?
got
You
2
play all of
altos.
them.
I got 2 altos. And
I
I'm
thought
about
you
to
played
buy
just
I'm about to
one.
buy a couple more too, as a matter of fact. What
Oh,
was that?
okay. I thought you played just one, like either tenors, alto, or I didn't know you could play. I didn't know that you played all 3 different.
I play. Well, that's what's weird because like right now, the Quintin Gerard everybody knows is the guy that plays tenor sax and soprano sax, right? Because all of my music that I'm recording right now is primarily on the tenor saxophone. How that happened, I don't know. It just happened. But I'm typically an alto saxophone player,
So like 75-80% of your songs are alto sax,
No,
or no?
no. Right now, like 90% of my stuff is on tenor and soprano.
Oh,
I haven't
okay.
even recorded anything on alto yet. That has been like, released.
I
Other than
can't
on my
tell the difference in the saxophone. I haven't in my ear. I
yeah,
haven't been able to figure that out yet. That's.
hmm
I guess that needs to be my next project.
yeah, man. And that's what's weird because Lamech loves the way I play the alto. I told him, I said, yeah, well, that's my original instrument is alto. But I haven't recorded anything on it. So maybe next album, I think maybe I might drop some more alto vibe. The only reason I'm sticking to the tenor and sopranos because it's easy to travel with 2 horns instead of 3.
Okay.
So I guess I'll just stay with that. But I might drop some alto vibe. It might mess people's head up a little bit, if I do that, because they'll be like, well, wait a minute, I thought he played tenor, So I don't. It all depends on the song, though. Really, that's really the deal, because the voice that goes on that music is, the pitch and the key and
Wow. Okay. Let's talk about your new single. You got a new single coming out?
I've got a new single coming out.
Tell us about it.
It's coming out in March.
Oh, that's like what?
Yeah.
This is February, so like next month?
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
technically not.
Hopefully around I think the 17th, or the 10th or the 17th, somewhere in there. I got to check with Linda, but this song is really going to be special to me because
tell us why.
I'm going back, and it was written, produced, mixed, and mastered by me. I did everything. I played every instrument on that song.
Oh my goodness.
And when you hear that song, it's called Windows from the Soul.
Oh, I like that title.
Yeah, Windows from the Soul. And when you hear it, I did everything. So
wow. So when is it coming out? When is it coming out? In March? We gotta be looking for it.
March 10th or 17th. I can't remember.
Windows of the Soul.
Windows from the
Soul.
Yeah.
I like that title.
Oh, you do?
Yes.
Yeah, it's smooth as butter too, man. Yeah,
I can't wait to hear it.
Yeah,
I'm looking forward to listening to it.
I should have gave you like a little snippet or something, but
we'll get it next time.
I'd probably get in trouble if I do that, though. So I ain't messing with that.
Yeah, you gotta wait. Karan said she liked that title too. Isn't that a nice title? Windows from the Soul.
Windows from the Soul.
Wow.
So,
did you come up with that title?
Yes, I did, and that's the reason for that title is because I did everything on the song. So it's a window from my soul. So everybody can actually listen to that song, and you can look through the window, and there you'll see me sitting there doing everything
Oh, wow.
on that song. So that's kind of the vibe on that one.
Okay.
And that's my first single since Tell Me Something, which went #1 last year as well.
I remember that when you had came on, it had, yeah. Yeah.
So
And I
here we
think
go
I
again.
have,
So it all starts all over again. That wheel starts turning again. So
yes, yes, yes,
hopefully
yes,
this one will do well as as well. And if it does, I'll be very excited because I did everything on that. So I worked really hard on that one.
yes, yes. So we're gonna do something a little bit different. We're gonna do
I got another test coming.
no. We're in the final 10 minutes. So Cheryl, can you feel like doing she's been kind of worn out. You feel like doing we're gonna try to do some Cheryl shout outs. Then on the other side of that, we're gonna let you have some final words. We're gonna leave out with Tell Me Something. How's that sound?
Okay. Sounds
All
good.
right. Okay, so before she does that, I do want to say my sister is running for Entrepreneur of Impact. And so she made it into the final 20%. So now she's in the second round. This is a new round. So you all support my sister. She does some amazing things with Tea Talks on Tuesdays at 8:00 p.m. Central. So we would really appreciate your vote. All right. Okay. I'm so proud of her. Let's see.
Congratulations.
Cheryl, I gotta get Cheryl her thing. Okay, here we go. All right, Cheryl.
Hey, Cheryl.
Hi.
Oh, your voice is gone too, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
My job got me hollering, hooping and hollering.
Oh, no.
Let's see here. Great interview. Good to see you again, Quintin.
Yes.
We have on the horn, first and foremost, we have Karani hanging out with us. My twin moderator over on Twitch, holding it down. Good to see you. We have Tea Talk Tuesdays. That's my auntie over there.
All right.
On Facebook hanging out with us. We have Shirley NBC, my Gigi, hanging out with us as well.
Very cool. Hey, everybody.
Gary Smoot.
Yep, my boy.
Gary!
Hanging out with you on YouTube. Good to see you, Gary. We have Mrs. Earlstein Gerald hanging out with you on Facebook. We have LaCrawl Jackson hanging out with you as well on Facebook.
Nice. Hey, everybody.
We have Charlene, the Stamp Keeper Queen Blair, hanging out with you on Facebook as well as Walter D. Williams. We have my auntie Ada Foster hanging out with you on YouTube.
All right.
We have the Epic Analyst hanging out with you on Twitch. As well as Florida Stan, another one of our regulars. Both of them are our regulars.
All right.
And I'm sure we have some people in our little lurk lounge.
We do.
But it is okay. You do not have to comment. We're glad you're here.
So the deal is, Quintin, if they don't leave a comment, I don't know. I can't see that they're there. I just see my numbers.
Mm-hmm.
So if they don't leave a comment, then I don't know who it is. So yes. So that's what it is.
I got you.
Yeah. So Quintin, before you go, thank you, Cheryl. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Sure.
Before you go to, would you do me a quick liner?
Yeah, absolutely. For the show, right?
Yeah, do me a quick liner.
Tell me when to start.
You can start right now.
Okay. Hi, this is the funky sax player, Quintin Gerard W, inviting you to tune in to Friday Night Live with Kat Carter. It's always a blast.
Woo, that was
Thank
smooth.
you.
How was that?
That was amazing. I'm going to take it right on out.
Just, that's how I do them. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm getting everybody this year. Everybody going to do a liner for me. All right. So Quintin, I just want to just thank you so much. It is always an honor. It's a great honor just to have you to come on the show. I know that you're super busy and you're like one of our greats. You're one of the ones that I'm honored to have everybody on here, but like people like you that are really up there on the way up there, the billboards and doing some amazing things. Your humble spirit just to come and just talk to us about
Yeah.
your music and what's going on. We really appreciate that. Um, Best wishes on your new project, Windows from the Soul.
Yeah.
There was a question. Will Windows from the Soul be performed on the cruise?
Oh yeah. Well, yes, absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
because
That's a
that'll be
beautiful
out.
title. I
That'll
can't
be
wait to
out
hear
by
that.
then. Yeah.
Yeah, but thank you, Quintin. I think I've adopted you and your family, Lamech and every. It's just amazing. We have an amazing time every time you come on here. Thank you
I
again.
know.
I mean, when
It
time
goes so
permits,
fast.
I know it goes too quick, doesn't it? When time permits, you have got to come back and hang out with us again. So with that,
Yeah.
I'm gonna hush. I'm gonna let you talk a little bit, and then after you get finished saying what you can say, whatever you like, we're gonna end it with "Tell Me Something." So tell us a little bit about that too as well.
Tell me something.
Yeah, I mean, after you get finished talking, like make sure you say something about that.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, first of all, I want to say again, thank you, Kat Carter and the crew at Friday Night Live for bringing me back again. I'm blessed to be having done this for 3 years. I'm still around. So that right there is a blessing. And I want to thank God for that because you know how things are these days. So just to be alive and healthy and well, to be a part of your show and your family, it is truly my honor to be here as well. So that said, I want to thank you and hopefully we make it another year and we come back and do it again next year. So, you know, it's always, I've marked that in, you know, first quarter of my calendar. So wherever you put me, you ask me to come, I'm going to be here. Tell Me Something is a song that's it's my third single release in the last 3 years, #1 Billboard. Written by co-written by myself and Gary Smoot, who's a big fan of the show, and he's an artist on the show. As a matter of fact, that's how I met him on this show. So
Wow.
this platform that you have is truly instrumental and influential and instrumental for a networking for artists to meet each other and great things to happen like that. Because had it not been for your show, I would not have met him, and we wouldn't have this great song that we did together. So it's called "Tell Me Something," and it's his first Billboard #1 hit as well.
Thank you, Quintin. Love you. All right.
Okay.
Everybody have a great weekend. Be safe out there. And Lord willing, we'll see you next Friday. All right. We out of here, Quintin.
Bye bye. See y'all.